Hello and welcome to Rathod's IS. Today in this session, we are going to see current affairs of 25th September 2023. So whatever current affairs we are going to discuss here, that will be useful for your UPSC and even state public service examination and even for other competitive point of view as well. So we are going to see each and every article which is important from examination point of view, and we are going to see detailed analysis as well. And actually the important aim of this class, it is to improve your thought process. So how you have to connect static syllabus with this dynamic syllabus. So that thing that you have to learn from here. So first topic here is Aadhar unreliable in hot humid India rating agency. So one international rating agency, that is Moody's. So Moody's gave a statement that whatever the Aadhar system that we are using for the digital payments, especially Aadhar enabled payment system, so we are seeing some glitches. Especially it is saying that there are some concerns. For example, privacy issues and as well as security issues. So why this privacy and security issues are there in this Aadhar? So Aadhar is also collecting the biometric data, for example your fingerprints and as well as iris of your both eyes. So because of this, yes, this article says that so whenever we are going for this Aadhar based payment system in number of schemes, for example even under this MG Narega scheme, so payment will be done to your bank accounts directly. So this type of system is called as Aadhar enabled payment system. Okay, so these are the things which are given in this article. So this article says that Moody's Investor Service cautioned against centralized digital ID systems such as Aadhar because they are posing security issues and as well as privacy vulnerabilities. Okay, so let us try to see this topic in detail. And here one more article is important, that is multiple entry exit option in higher education may not suit India, says House panel. So as you all know that we came up with this new education policy, that is National Education Policy 2020. So in this 2020 new that is National Education Policy or the new education policy, it came up with one system, that is multiple entry and exit option. That means if you know if you are doing this higher education like graduate etc., it will be taking like 3 years to 5 years. So sometimes here the family financial condition will be not supporting your study. So at that time you have to leave the study and you have to search for job, and whenever you are financially independent, then again you can come and you can read or you can complete your education. So in this way here we have a flexibility in this higher education system with the introduction of this National Education Policy 2020. So here, so this model is normally practiced in Western countries. So now here House panel says that it is not much feasible in our country. So if you see here this data which is given or infographic, it says that National Education Policy 2020, which promises multiple entry and multiple exit for students, offering greater attention to life aspirations and greater flexibility for the students. So here NEP says that it removes the rigid boundaries that creates new possibility for lifelong learning. So with this option of multiple exit and multiple entry, so it is going to give you the lifelong possibility of learning, and students can opt for it for graduates, masters and even doctoral levels, and a certificate will be provided after completing 1 year. Okay, after completing 1 year of study you will be getting certificate, and a diploma after 2 years and a degree after 3 years program. So here under this here Kerala government decided not to implement this multiple entry and multiple exit option in the state. Okay, So this is about this topic, and here we are going to see about what is this multiple entry and what is this multiple exit. And I want to give you a question here, that is, so what will be the advantage of this multiple entry and multiple exit system, and what will be the disadvantages? So what will be the advantage and disadvantage? You have to know that. So that will be very important. So this is about our first front paper. And if you move on in city page and even in the states page, so there is no article which is important from UPSC or any other examination point of view. But I saw one small article which is important from our history point of view. Here you can see, team for Telangana visits Buddhist cave in Sri Lanka. So here you have to focus on one important circuit or thematic circuit of Buddhist, that is Buddhavanam. So you can get a question like, so this Buddhavanam is initiative of which state? That is state of Telangana. So here you have to know about what is this Buddhavanam and what are the highlights of this Buddhavanam, because you can get a question from this area in your examination. And here you can see one more scheme, that is plea to consider Deepam scheme beneficiaries in AP, Telangana for LPG subsidy. So here from union or from central government, we have one scheme which is focusing on providing LPG connections. So that scheme is PM Ujjwala scheme. So here you have to know about the highlights of this PM Ujjwala scheme. Okay. So this is very important, and even number of times this PM Ujjwala scheme is in use, and we are going to have elections soon. So because of this election manifesto also, government said that we are going to give extra subsidy of 200 rupees for this gas cylinders under this Ujjwala Yojana. So because of this, yes, there is a chance of getting question regarding this Ujjwala scheme in your examination. Is that clear? And you can directly move on to this editorial page. So in this editorial page, so this article is talking about Asian Games. So we are not focusing on that games part. And here we have article regarding the simultaneous elections. So number of times we had discussion regarding the simultaneous elections. So once again, we are not going to see that article. Just do revise what are the facts that we already discussed in our discussions. And if you move on, there is article regarding this India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor. So we are going to see this, and especially we are going to focus on the important ports that we are correcting under this project, because there is a high chance of getting question from that ports. And this topic, it is about the parliament should not be turned into a forum for vulnerable abuse. So here actually what happened normally, whenever the parliamentary sessions are going on, so there will be some issues between the ruling party and opposition party, and sometimes they will be having the scoldings, etc. So this is a thing which mainly said by this article, and it is entirely political article. It is not at all useful for your examination. And this opinion page, here you can see this article. So this article which is talking about delimitation. Already we discussed about this delimitation topic clearly, and when we are going to come up with delimitation, so that is after getting this 2021 census data. Okay, that means after this general elections of 2024. And next topic, here you can see it is about India's form a big chunk of diaspora in Canada. So this article is talking about Indian diaspora, and especially because of this, Canadian government made a statement which is against India regarding the death of Khalistani leader. So now there is a deterioration of relationship between India and Canada is seen. So in this context, you have to see India-Canada bilateral relations. So we have to focus on India-Canada bilateral relations, and this topic is important from your GS paper 2 under international relations. So first of all, let us try to see all these articles in great detail, and later on we will move on to the other topics in our today's newspaper. So is that clear? So first topic, as I said, it is about Aadhar. Okay, it is about Aadhar. So context says that global rating agency, that is global credit rating agency. For example, we have famous credit rating agencies like Standard & Poor, Moody's, etc. Right? So here now Moody's came up with a statement and it said that whenever we are using this Aadhar for the payment system, so it is facing some challenges like security issues and privacy issues. Okay, so the unique ID system often results in service denials and using biometric technology in humid conditions is unreliable. So especially in the hot and humid regions, so this Aadhar system is not working well. So this is the thing which mainly said by this system. And if you see the details, it says that Aadhar system enables access to the public and private services. For example, even if you want to get a new SIM card, this they will be asking your Aadhar card. Even if you want to update your KYC, they are asking your Aadhar card. So for getting of both public and private benefits, yes, now Aadhar verification is necessary. And in this Aadhar, even biometric data is also collected, like for example your fingerprint data or your iris scans. So this whenever we are using this Aadhar for your public and private benefits, so there is no need of one-time passcode, that is OTPs now. Okay, it's alternative to this OTPs now we are using. And actually this Aadhar enabled system which is facing hurdles. Okay, which is facing hurdles because biometric data which is present in that Aadhar card system. And here UIDAI administers this Aadhar. So why we came with this Aadhar? Because the important aim it is to integrate marginalized groups and to expand this welfare benefit access to the people who are actually in need. The system which often results in service denials. So this article says that yes, because of using of this Aadhar, sometimes there is no service provided or there is service denials is seen, and there is reliability of biometric technologies, especially for manual laborers in hot, humid climate is questionable. So especially the laborers who are working from this hot and humid climates, so they are not getting the actual services through this Aadhar based enabled system. So here you need to know some facts regarding what is this Aadhar enabled payment system. It is very important from your mains and even from your prelims point of view. So here this Aadhar based payment system is a bank led model, and actually this system which developed by National Payments Corporation of India, that is NPCI. So it is an umbrella organization for retail payment systems in India. So this National Payment Corporation of India, that is NPCI, it is one of the centralized organization or umbrella organization which talks about this retail payments in India. And even this NPCI which allows interoperability among the different banks. Okay, so here whenever we want to go for transfer of money from one bank to another bank also, so we need the bank accounts, and that bank account need to be have KYC, that is know your customer details. So in this Aadhar enabled system, it will allows interoperability among the different banks, and even this system which enable the people to use any bank accounts, any bank micro ATMs or point of service devices to access their bank accounts, and it facilitates the delivery of government benefits and subsidies directly to the beneficiaries' bank accounts through Aadhar. And even it is very much simple and it is very secure and convenient way of payment system as well. So because of this, here even in the public service also government is using this Aadhar enabled payment system for the payments under the schemes. Okay, so even who do not have the access to the smartphones and internet or formal banking channels, so they can use this Aadhar enabled payment system. So in this way, it mainly removes the need for OTPs, bank accounts and other financial details as well. So now let us try to see what are the benefits of this system. So it is available 24/7 across the country, and it is free of cost for customers, and it is interoperable among the different banks and service providers, and even it is fast and easy to use, and it promotes financial inclusion as well as digital literacy. So these are some important advantages of this Aadhar enabled payment system. Is that clear? I hope it is very much clear, right? And now let us see next topic. So this topic it is about national education policy. So in that national education policy of 2020, so there is one important thing, that is multiple entry and multiple exit system. So normally this system is used in Western countries, and this house panel says that this system is not much feasible in India. So we have to see why it is in news first of all. So recently several organizations of students and even teachers, they are showing some objections regarding this multiple entry and multiple exit system in this national education policy. So because of this, now parliamentary standing committee on education came up with this decision, or they came up with the discussions and finally said that so this multiple entry and multiple exit system, it is not much feasible in India. So if you see details, it says that the panel in a report, the report title here is Implementation of the National Education Policy 2020 in Higher Education. So recently it came with a report, and the title of that report is Implementation of National Education Policy 2020 in Higher Education, which said that Indian institutions, they were likely to face several issues in implementing this system. So because different states, they have their own education system, and education which comes under state list, right? So because of this, here it is very much difficult for the implementation of this multiple entry and multiple exit system in their colleges. So the report also said that here this multiple entry and multiple exit option is also difficult for the students who are in higher education system. And this panel also said that this multiple entry and multiple exit, which look like a flexible system which is being operated by the Western education institutions effectively, but it might not work well in our country. So these are some highlights given in this article. So now let us try to see what is this multiple entry and exit system. So this multiple entry and exit system, it is the cornerstone of new national education policy in higher education, and this system which even allows students to drop their course and resume it later stages and when they desire or deem it worth pursuing. So actually under this multiple entry and multiple exit system, so it is one of the cornerstone because we can ensure there's a flexibility in studying in this higher education, right? So if I want to continue my study, I can continue the next year. But if I'm not financially stable, if my family is not supporting, and if I have to pay the hefty fees also, then I can't continue my study, right? So because of this, I can stop my study, I can move and I can search any job, and after once I become financially independent, then I can again come and I can join the next year. So here in this system here, after every 1 year, certificate need to be given by the education institutions. Okay, so this is about this topic. And next topic, it is about team from Telangana visits Buddhist cave in Sri Lanka. So here you have to see in which countries Buddhism has been spread. So Buddhism has been evolved in India, started in India, but in the south and southeastern nations, yes, there is a spread of this Buddhism is seen. Okay, so here you have to see in which countries Buddhism is, it is a major religion. That is your homework, and please let me know in the comment box. So if you see context, it says that here Buddhavanam, it is a team from Buddhavanam team from Telangana visited 3rd century BC Buddhist rock cut caves, and they are located at Mathil on Colombo Kandy route in Sri Lanka. So in Sri Lanka, here a team from India, they visited this 3rd century BCE Buddhist rock cut caves. And actually this Buddhavanam, it is a massive Buddhist heritage. Okay, it is a massive Buddhist heritage theme park and which developed by state of Telangana government at Nagarjuna Sagar. At Nagarjuna Sagar we have Buddhist site, right? So here our Telangana state government established this Buddhavanam. So what is this Buddhavanam? It is all about, it is the first of its kind Buddhist heritage theme park, okay, theme park project, and it has been developed by Telangana State Tourist Development Corporation. And exactly where it is located? It is located on this Nagarjuna Sagar. Okay, and you have to see where this Nagarjuna Sagar is located, on which river. Please let me know in the comment box. And the corporation is also exploring to set up Buddhist monasteries of different countries and Buddhist university near this Nagarjuna Sagar. Okay, they are exploring to set up Buddhist monasteries of different countries and as well as Buddhist universities near this Nagarjuna Sagar. And it is the largest Buddhism tourism center in Asia, and it mainly spread across 274 acres. It is a very big even in Asia itself. And this park, it is divided into 8 segments. So let us see what are they. So first one is we have this Buddha Charita Vanam, that is nothing but elegant entrance plaza. It is also having Jataka Vanam, it is about Bodhisattva Park, and Dhyana Vanam, it is meditation park, and Stupa Vanam, Maha Stupa, Buddhist education centers. For example, we have monasteries, education institutions, and even we have Buddhist art and craft village and traditional Buddhist medicinal or medical center. So here we have to focus on this Maha Stupa. So this Maha Stupa is a highlight of this Buddhavanam. Okay. So here main tourist attractions in this Buddhavanam are, the first one is Amravati Stupa. At the center of this Buddhavanam, so we are having the replica of original Amravati Stupa. So this Amravati Stupa which has been destroyed actually. So here we are going to have the original replica of this Amravati Stupa with its original dimensions, shape and as well as design. And we are having this Maha Stupa. So this Maha Stupa is the main attraction of this Buddhist theme park. And this stupa which is containing like a sculpture, and these sculptures which are depicting the major events of life of Gautam Buddha and even bird stories. For example, you can see about the dream of Maya, okay, like white elephant in her dream, so which is a sign of she is going to be mother. And even you can see like how this Buddha, he left his home and where he got enlightenment, everything. So those are the small stories. So Jataka stories are nothing but the small stories which are related to the life of Buddha. So those will be depicted on these sculptures. And even the sculptures will be depicting about the previous birth stories of Buddha. Inside this Maha Stupa, so we will be having a dome, okay, dome ceiling, and this dome ceiling is decorated with lotus petals and sky panels, and these are made up of aluminium acoustic system. So if you go to any temple, so on the roof of the temple also we can see there will be the decoration with the local lotus petals. Okay, so in the same way here also in this Maha Stupa we are going to have this dome roof, and on this the lotus petals will be there, but the highlight here is they were made in this aluminium acoustic system. And under the dome of this Maha Stupa, so we have brass coated mandapam with 8 statues of Buddha in 5 postures. Okay, so 8 statues of Buddha, and these 8 statues they are posed in the 8 different directions. So which are those 8 different directions? We have north, south, east, west, and here we have northeast, southeast, okay, southwest and northwest. So these are the 8 directions they will be depicting in this 8 images. And next one here is we are going to have 40 famous sculptures from these Jataka tales, and they will be the models of 13 Buddhist stupas from various countries. And even we are going to have 100 feet tall Buddhist stupa and 200 feet wide Pradakshina Patha. Pradakshina Patha is nothing but circumambulatory path. So whenever you are going to temple, so before entering into temple, you will be moving around the temple, right? So that is called as Pradakshina Patha. And the government of Sri Lanka has donated replica of Aukana Buddha statue and Dhamma bell under this Indo-Sri Lankan Cultural Exchange Program. So under this Indo-Sri Lankan Cultural Exchange Program, Sri Lanka also donated statue and as well as Dhamma bell. And even Sri Lankan government has also evinced interest in building, that is Simhala Vihara complex on this premise of this Buddhavanam. So in this way you can talk about India-Sri Lanka relations, especially in the field of cultural exchange as well. Okay, so this is about this topic. And you can move on to next topic. It is about India, Middle East, Europe economic corridor, and this topic is at most important. So let us try to see this topic in detail, and you can expect both prelims and mains based question from this topic. So first one is, recently here there is a proposed of India, Middle East, Europe economic corridor, and in this corridor it will be having railroad and ship to rail networks and road transport routes. They are extending across two corridors. Okay, so we have two corridors under this India, Middle East, Europe economic corridor. So first one will be East corridor and second one will be North corridor. So in this East corridor we are connecting India with Arabian Gulf. Okay, and next one is from Gulf we are connecting to Europe. So these are the two things, and if you are talking about here connectivity, so we are connecting with electricity cables, hydrogen pipelines and high speed data cables. Okay, so this will be also under this project. So if you see the map here, so this is the map. So here this is the eastern route, we are connecting India with this Gulf, and from Gulf we are connecting with the Europe. So which are the ports here? Here you can see Mumbai. Here from UAE we have Jebel Ali, and we are connecting Saudi Arabia's Riyadh, and UAE's Al Guhawat, and next one is Harda in Saudi Arabia, and Al Hadida in Saudi Arabia, and Haifa in Israel, and in Greece Piraeus. Okay, and one more thing here is, so here we are not using Pakistan to connect this West Asian part. So this is one of the significance of this route. And if you are talking about which are the ports we are connecting here, so from Indian side we are connecting Mundra port in Gujarat, Kandla in Gujarat, and Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust from Mumbai. So we are connecting Gujarat and Maharashtra. And next one here is in Middle East we are connecting Fujairah, Jebel Ali, Abu Dhabi in UAE, and even Dammam and Ras Al Khair ports in Saudi Arabia. And there is no choice, you have to buy at these ports. And this one is railway line will be connecting with this Fujairah port of UAE to Haifa port in Israel. Okay, and we are also connecting Saudi Arabia and Jordan, and in Israel we are connecting with this Haifa port. In Europe we have this Paris port in Greece, and Messina in South Italy, and Marseille in France. So we are connecting all these ports to railway lines and as well as sea route. So what is the objective of this project or corridor? So first one here is, here we have to create a comprehensive transportation network. So we are connecting India with our Arabian countries, and Arabian countries are connected with European countries, so that we will be having a network of transportation. And we will be having rail network, road network, sea routes, okay, which we are connecting India with Europe and as well as western part. And this one is, it also aims to enhance transportation efficiency. So we will be increasing the efficiency in transportation. So whenever we are having good transportation, so we can also reduce the cost, and we can also increase economic unity between these countries, so that we can also improve our trade. We can get new international markets, and we can generate employment opportunities, and we can decrease the greenhouse emissions as well. So apart from that, we are also focusing on transforming integration of Asia, Europe and Middle East by facilitating trade and connectivity. Okay, so these are the important objectives of this economic corridor. So now let us try to see what are the geopolitical and economic implications. So first we are going to see geopolitical implications of this IMEC to India, and later on we are going to see what are the economic implications also. So first one is geopolitical. So first one is from our neighbor China we are posing a threat from this BRI, that is Belt and Road Initiative. Okay, so because of this project we can counter this China's Belt and Road Initiative. Okay, and even it will be helpful to counterbalance China's growing economic and political influence. And we can also focus on integration across civilization. Okay, so this project which is focusing on improving the ties or strengthening the ties and integration across continents and civilization. And even it will also provide an opportunity for US to maintain influence and reassure traditional partners in the region. And this one is, it will be also breaking Pakistan's overland connectivity veto. For example, if India wants to connect, if India wants to connect to this West Asian part, it have to pass towards this Pakistan. So Pakistan will not give the permission for India to use its land or airspace also. So because of this, if you are using this way, sea route, we can easily bypass this Pakistan. So this is one more advantage. And even with this project or corridor, we can have access with this Arabian Peninsula as well. So this corridor will deepen strategic engagement with Arabian Peninsula, and it will be helpful for enduring the connectivity or enhancing the connectivity and elevating political and strategic links with nations in the region. So in this way we can also improve the relationship with these West Asian countries. And next one here is, we can also promote intra-regional connectivity and peace as well. So here, because of this project, we are connecting with the different countries, okay, such that we can improve the connectivity as well. So earlier we have issue called as connectivity issue. So now with this project, we can improve intra-regional connectivity as well, so that we can reduce political tensions in this Arabian Peninsula, so that we can also establish peace in this region. And now let us see economic perspectives. So first one is, we can enhance trade opportunities. So we are connected with the different countries, right? So now these countries, they will open the markets for Indian goods and services, so that will be also improving the trade. So we can enhance the trade connectivity with the key regions. And actually this route will reduce the transit times or the transportation time, so that here we can reach Europe 40% faster compared to that of this Suez Canal maritime route. And even we can also stimulate industrial corridors. So whenever we are creating good connectivity and good transport, automatically that will lead to improvement of industries or manufacturing units in that region. So in this way we can encourage industrial growth. Okay, we can also improve this industrial growth, and it is very easier now to transport raw materials which is required for this industrial growth. And next one is, in this field we can also improve the employment opportunities. So an economic activities expand due to improved connectivity, and in this way we can also increase employment creation or increase the jobs. And especially whenever there is growth in trade, infrastructure and allied industries, that will create a demand for both skilled and unskilled workers, okay, such that we can also promote employment opportunities. And next one is, we can ensure energy security and resource access as well. So this corridor, it can facilitate secure energy and resource supplies, especially from the Middle East. And we are also going to have the access to the resources such that even we can stabilize India's energy sector and we can support the growing economy in this sector. So these are some important things that you have to remember. And even last but not least here is, we can also develop special economic zones across this corridor. Is that clear? Any doubts? If you have any doubts, so please post your doubts in the comment section so that in the next class we are going to discuss that, or else we can come up with a live doubt clearing session. And next topic is Indians form a big chunk of diaspora in Canada. So here you have to focus on India-Canada relations. So this topic is at most important from your international relations. So already it is not a new topic. So Canadian government gave statements regarding India's hand behind the death of Khalistani leader. So here you have to understand how this statement of Canadian government will be impacting India's Canada relations. That's it. So now let us try to see that topic in a very great detail. So first let us try to see which are the important pillars of India-Canada relations. So first one is political relations. So India which established diplomatic relations with Canada in way back in 1947. So when we got independence, at that time itself we started having good relations with Canada. And India and Canada, they have long standing bilateral relationship, and this relationship which is based on principles like democracy, human rights, rule of law, and as well as pluralism. So these are the basics of principles behind the relationship between India and Canada. And next one here is economic cooperation. So until recently, bilateral trade between India and Canada is around $6 billion annually. And even Indian investment in Canada is valued around $4 billion. And according to Invest India, Canada is 18th largest foreign investor in India. And what is the overall investment? So overall investment, it is around $3,306 million from 2000 to 2023. So here Canada is also the one important investor in India. And over 600 Canadian companies, they have their presence in India. Over 1000 Canadian companies, they are actively pursuing the business in Indian market. So in this way, yes, we are having good economic relations with Canada. And next one is both countries are also engaged in technical negotiations as well. For example, we are talking about this comprehensive economic partnership agreement, especially in fields of trade in goods, trade in services, investment, and trade facilitation. So in all these areas we are talking about economic partnership. And even we are focusing on Diaspora Connections. So Canada hosts one of the largest Indian diasporas in the world. For example, there are about 16 lakh people of Indian origin are present, and they are accounting for 3% of total Canadian population, and about 7 lakh NRIs, they are present in Canada. So you can understand, like, so most of the population of Canada, they are Indians. Okay, we are making a mini India there in Canada. So if you're talking about in field of education and innovation, so Indian students, they are studying in Canada, and they are pursuing about 40% of entire population of international students in Canada. So in international students in Canada, 40% of the students, you are from India itself. And next one here is in the field of science and technology. So the Department of Biotechnology under IC Impacts program, which implements the joint programs of India and Canada in this healthcare system, in agri-biotech and waste management as well. And the space also recently India, that is Indian Space Agency, that is ISRO, and Canadian Space Agency, so those both, they have signed memorandum of understandings in the field of exploration and utilization of outer space. So even Antrix, which is a commercial arm of ISRO, okay. So for ISRO we have a commercial arm that is called as Antrix. So Antrix also launched several nano satellites from Canada. And ISRO in its 100th satellite PSLV, that is Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, which had been launched in 2018, which also took this Canadian first low Earth orbit satellites from Indian space port from Sriharikota. So here in this way, from the space sector also, India and Canada, they are having a very good relations. So these are some important things that you have to remember. And now let us try to see our Hindu newspaper PDF, and let us try to discuss other important articles. But most of the articles in our today's newspaper, they are political. They will not going to fetch anything for you regarding this UPSC or any examination preparation point of view. And I want to say one thing. So in Rathod Science, we came up with this daily mains answer writing course. So in this course here, we are going to give you daily one mains question based on the detailed syllabus or schedule, and here we are covering entire your GS portion, GS1, GS2, GS3 and GS4. So how this is planned here is, so we are going to start writing answers with history that is given as per your UPSC syllabus, and after completing this history we will be seeing geography and Indian society. So by this you will be completing your GS1. After completing of GS1, again we will be entering into GS2 and we will start writing with polity. And after completion of this entire GS2, we will be moving on to GS3 and GS4. So on every Sundays, you will be having case study or essay writing practice as well. And even we are going to give you the model answer for each and every question that we are giving. And one more thing here is, whatever the answer that you are writing, so there will be detailed evaluation of your answers. And we are having doubt clearing sessions on every Sunday, and even in that sessions we are also going to have live essay writing practice as well. So this course is very beneficial, and the medium is only English. We are not going to use Hindi anywhere, and this will be very much useful for both beginners or the students who already gave their attempts and who are facing problem with the mains and who are having the problem of fear of answer writing and how to improve your answer writing skills. So this course is exclusively beneficial, and the course cost is 8,200, and the validity of this course is 1 year. And if you want to join this course, so please call me on this number 8074765513. And in this recent UPSC 2023 mains, so most of the questions from GS1, GS2, GS3 and GS4, they are directly from our mains answer writing course. Okay, so you can join this so that you will be becoming more beneficial after joining this course. Okay, so even if you can't pay that amount in one go, you can pay in the installment also. Installment facility is also available. So for any query, you can call me on this number and you can directly talk to me. Is that clear? And now let us move on to our page, Hindu page. So here in this text and context, there is one article, that is Fukushima nuclear waste water controversy. So actually, because of tsunami, this Fukushima, it is a nuclear power plant which has been got destroyed. And what happened? So because of this event, so lot of tons of water which had been stuck down in this Fukushima power plant, nuclear power plant. And now here Japanese government want to release this water. So it want to release this contaminated water into the Pacific Ocean. But it is taking the effective steps like treatment before the releasing of this water. Okay. So since 2011 onwards, TEPCO has been charge of decommissioning of this Fukushima power plant or water. So actually it is coming up with the treating of this water which is had been trapped in this Fukushima power plant with multiple techniques, like they are using advanced liquid processing system. So it will remove about 62 types of radioactive materials as well. So even what are the treatment which is happening, so there is a lot of transparency seen, but the other countries like China which is opposing this release of this water into the Pacific Ocean, and South Korea is supporting this. So this is about this topic. And even one more thing here you have to remember is, so China also came up with a move like banning of seafood imports from Japan, because whenever this nuclear waste water is released into this Pacific Ocean, so there will be impact on the biodiversity which is present here, and if they are importing the fish from Japan, so that will lead to the damage of the health of the people. So because of this, here China came up with the banning of this import of seafood from Japan. And you can move on to this news page. Here you can see Defense Board discusses planned for second Vikrant like carrier. So here you have to see some facts regarding this Vikrant and Defense Acquisition Council. And next one is Fadnavis visits flood hit Nagpur, says government will build better infrastructure. So recently there is a heavy floods which is seen in Maharashtra especially, okay, because of heavy rainfall. You have to see like what are the steps can be taken to prevent the floods, and this topic is important from your disaster management point of view. Here you have to see what are the reasons for the floods, okay, and most of the articles are political articles which will not at all help you. So these are the some important articles that appear in our today's Hindu newspaper. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. So from my side, one request is please hit the like button and please share the video to your friends in the groups, etc., so that there will be increased reach of this video to others also. And if you are visiting Rathod Science for the first time, please do subscribe to this channel so that you will be getting a lot of interesting videos in the future. So thank you so much.